Good morning. So the meeting will be in Italian, and my colleague, the media strategist for China, will make her presentation in English. Well, my name is Barbara Carini. I am the head of new business of X Media. Thank you so much for helping us be here. And we're here to present the strategies and models in order to approach the Chinese market, being aware of what we are doing. So let's start. A couple of words about our company. We have been dealing since 2013 with this type of job. We have two headquarters, one in Shanghai and one in Milan. And as said, we are a one-stop solution because we deal with digital presence, from the basic presence to East commerce, and this enables us to monitor what happens in the market and how to approach the market. And this is important because we have an intercultural team. So we have professionals who have worked, studied in China. They are Italians, and then in Russia, South Korea, and vice versa. This is very important because it enables us to convey the messages of your companies, the values, in the most appropriate way. We maintain your Italian nature, but we adapt it to the country where we are going to. So these are some of our partners with which we work. And these are some of our customers or clients. Now, I'll give the floor to my colleague.
Firstly, thank you for having me here, and we will talk about a little bit of the China market, how the jewelry market is growing, and how should we approach the market. So firstly, okay, let's see about the market size. So China right now is about 1/3 of the global market size of the jewelry, but not just its importance of the 1/3 market size, it's the market growth rate is also very great. We can see that the global one, we have around 4 to 5% growth in 5 years. And then China is around 6 to 8. So we see that if we look about the market size and growth rate, it is an interesting country. Also, if we compare China with China itself, the year-on-yearly growth is quite good. We are having data from the Chinese government and also the China Jewellery Association. More or less, we have 14% growth year-on-year. So which seems like is also a very good, interesting country. But then, okay, when we want to go to China, what categories that we can focus on? We see that gold dominates the market. We have around 72% of the purchase is about gold, then followed by jade and diamonds. So why gold is so important and so appreciated in China? Because we have several pillars. So gold means value, of course, like we have a fixed rate of the gold price. So it's easier to resell, it's easier to exchange. So why gold is so much purchased in China? But other than the value itself, we also have the family factor, because in China, family passing the gold from the first generation to second generation to the third generation is a heritage, is a great culture. So the gold itself is not just a jewelry, but it represents the family culture. And also gold is perceived as the presentable gift when we have weddings, when we have anniversary, when we have a newborn, then we always have the gold as the gift, as the perceived presentable gift in China. And then gold is also a symbol of luck. We were interested a lot of luck. And then gold is also a symbol of wealth. And in the really history era, we have the gold preserved by the emperor. So that's why making gold is so precisely appreciated in China. But other than gold, we also see pearl is the up and coming. So we see that 40% of the growth rate of gold in China, but the most growing sector is pearl. Even though right now it is not selling hugely, it sells, but not hugely, but it has the up and coming growth rate of 60% in China. This data is from Tmall, the biggest e-commerce platform in China. So we see that other than gold, maybe pearl is also something that we can consider. Then other than the market size, which is interesting, we have also some macro factors that make China is a market to focus on, because we have the she economy and she power. What does it mean? She economy means that more and more, let's say in the recent 20, 30 years, we have more women, they have better education, we have better income, we have better position in career. So jewelry is mostly, the target audience is women, and we have much more women right now in China. They are able to spend, and not just about spending, they are also the influencer in the sense of the political influence, business influence, social status influence. So they are the customer, but also if we can get their hearts, then they are also the influencer to others. So the she economy and she political power is helping China become an interesting market about jewelry. But other than that, we also have the super rich. So this data is from 2023, and we see that the super rich high net worth income individuals, or the ultra high net worth individuals in China, they are growing from 2% to 4%, depending on different categories. So we see that, okay, so we have the she power, we have the she economies, we also have the super rich in China. And when we look at the super rich spending, they are willing to have jewelry as their collectibles. Other than cars, other than watches, jewelry is also their preferred collectibles. So it's with all these factors, we can see that China may be a very good market to focus on. Okay, then if we want to go to China, we need to know the customers, no? Because Chinese they are having different mindset of the other countries. So how should we approach them? Then, before we talk about which exact customers, we have to understand firstly who they are, why they buy, when do they buy, where they buy, and how they buy. Then once we understand all these factors, we can build a strategy to approach them. So who they buy? Gen Z, okay, urban professionals, which means like millennials, super rich, they are the same category, but the Chinese categories of Gen Z, millennials, super rich, they have their own characteristics. So that is their personnel, their purchasing drive, their emotional drives. Then we have to understand why and what they are different from others. Then we can target them better. Firstly, Gen Z. Okay, Gen Z, we know that we need, they are like social first, they want to have the experience, they want to be having fun. But what makes them different in China, the Chinese Gen Z, what makes them different is, I won't say most, but a lot of them, they have abroad studying experience. So they study abroad, then they return back to China because China have a better, faster career growth. We have fast economic growth right now, and then we have the better, faster business opportunities. So after they study abroad, they go back to China. And then they have this global vision, but also they have this Chinese national pride. We are very connected with our culture. Even though we study abroad, we go back to China, we are very connected with our culture. So we are having a bold vision, but we also want to go back to our home country to develop it. And also what makes Gen Z in China so different is we are supported by the 4-2-1 structure. What does it mean? So Gen Z, usually we are starting our first job. We have the junior position in Korea, which means that our income may not be super high. But because of this 4-to-1 structure in the family, which means 4 grandparents, 2 parents, and then the one is me, the Gen Z. So even though I do not have a huge income, I'm also supported by my family that I don't mind spending. So it is not like I focus so much on the low ticket price, but because I'm supported by my family. I'm cherished, I'm pampered, I'm okay to spend, and I'm also willing to spend because I also want to reward myself. Like when I graduate, when I have a new job, then I also want to celebrate that moment. So that is quite different from the global Gen Z. So it connected with the purchasing drive, because I want to also stand out from my social peer, and I also connect so much with my own culture. No, so in China we have the wave we call 国潮, which means that we are very proud of the Chinese brand, but also I'm interested in the international trends. So we combine the international trends with the Chinese brand or Chinese culture to make something new. That is the purchase drive. If you can tell me you have your international design, but you also understand my culture, then I connect with you. And another one is when we talk about jewelry, we may connect with investment, but Gen Z, they focus more on now. So I'm more interested in make myself happy than the future investment. So that is the focus of the purchasing drive. Because of that, then we can understand better how to connect with them. The first one is how can we have the international designs, but also the Chinese element and also the Chinese heritage, then we can have their interest. Also, it's not just about the jewelry design, it's if people, they view this design is interesting. It's more about the social status. If a lot of my friends, they see it interesting, then I also want to be appreciated by my friends, so I find it interesting. So the social status on Redbook, which is the key platform in China, the key social media platform right now, and also Douyin. If a lot of people talk about this brand, if a lot of people talk about these designs, I also want to join this group. So the social status is very important to me as a Gen Z. So that's why, because of this and that, we found that there are different buying scenarios. I want to celebrate my graduation, I want to celebrate my first job, and I want to pamper myself daily. So we found that there could be something that we can plant when we push the collections or the brand. This is Gen Z. Then about the urban professionals, which is around 28 to 40, which is actually the millennials. But what are they so different of the Chinese millennials and the global counterparts? Well, millennial, we're supposed to have like a better income, no? But then in China, because we have a very deep dive family culture, that we are not just supporting our own family. Say, myself, I have a husband and children. It's not just about me, family, but also we support our parents. So we have double spending. We support our parents, maybe living expense, maybe medical expense, maybe insurance. So it is not just about my own family spending. In that sense, even though I may have a good income, I actually double the expense. So what does it mean? It means that even if I could spend, I want to spend it consciously. I plan it well in advance. It does not mean that I focus only on the price. It means that I focus on the value. If the jewelry itself, you prove to me that it justifies the value, then I don't mind because I actually have the money. I just want to spend consciously. Right, so it means that I will check more. I will do more reviews. I will try to understand better if the craftsmanship, if the heritage, if the materials, if the production process really justify the values. So when we want to target the millennials, then we focus more on these factors to tell our brand stories, then we can connect with the millennials in China. As said, those are the purchase drivers. So connected with them with the emotional side, we planned around all this. How can we tell the story of the values? How can we help them to celebrate their moments? For them, the moments will be promotion. Maybe they have a bigger business deal closed. Maybe they have another new contract. Maybe they have their own office. They still want to have their celebration moments, but those moments will be different from Gen Z. Gen Z is about graduation, first job. For them, there will be more about career because in this period of time, they focus much more on the career. Or maybe wedding. Or maybe they have newborn. Or maybe they have the gifts to their parents for the Chinese New Year. So even though we are talking about pampering themselves, but the reasoning behind will be different. So that is the urban professionals in China. Then we have the super rich. Super rich in China, it is not the exact same age as the Western counterparts. It's much younger in China. It could be from 35 to 50. Why so? Because in China, we have the rapid economic growth. So it's easier for them to have like a self-made entrepreneurs. When you are successful as an entrepreneur, it's easier for you to become the super rich. And also maybe you're the second generation of the previous super rich, then you have this family support. So it's much younger in China for the super rich. But what does it mean much younger? It means that they are more open to new brands. They're more open to new designs, and they want you to talk with them as more a friend instead of, oh, you are the king of the world. It's like, because they're younger, they want to have like a warm and an easy connection with you, even though they are super rich. So we do not have like a huge stated gap between the seller, the brand, or the super rich because of this fundamental difference. Also, one more important factor in the super rich sector is, as said, well, in China, we have the she power, So it is very common in China that we have the female entrepreneurs, and they perceived as the role model in China because I want to be like her. I want to be like her not just because of the money, but her courage, her resilience to face challenges. So other than the super rich, it is her characteristics, her personality that I want to be her. So this is also very well perceived in China that the young female entrepreneurs, they are the role model. So that is quite different from the Western counterparts. So because of that, what is the purchasing drivers that will be, as such, like they want to have a more friendly or easy conversations, but they also looking for experts, the VVIP. So I want to have the delicate service. I want to have the quick response. I want to have exclusive preview. I want to have door-to-door delivery that I can feel that I'm being cared. So that is the key driver of the purchase. If I can have the VVIP services, then I feel better with this brand. Instead of just the design, of course, that is important. But on top of design, on top of heritage, on top of craftsmanship, I need also the service. And also jewelry is a very much currency in business world in China. Currency not just means gift, but currency at the sense of it is my ticket to enter that circle. It is my ticket to present to others that I'm up to your level. And also I have this cultural capital to understand why this jewelry is so precious. Because it's not just a diamond, because of the cutting, because of how it was produced, because of how rare it is, then it is my cultural capital to enter this group, to join the conversation. So jewelry is a currency in China in the business world. And because of that, then we found the emotional drivers to connect with them. They got to be like very exclusive. We got to be like relationship based. We need to have dedicated private sales to cater them, and also the empowerment. So again, it's celebrating moments, but for them, the moment will be business. For them, will be like connection to connections. So we can see that for different customer, we have different way, especially Chinese way, to approach them. So that is our who, and how and why. Then where they buy and how they buy will be quite different based on the category itself. When we say category, it means the affordable one and the super luxury one. Affordable, let's say around like 500 to 1K, and then the super luxury maybe like 5K above. They have different ways to buy and repurchase. So firstly, let's look at the affordable one. Mainly online. So we discover the brand, we discover the design online. Online means social media, influencers, celebrities, or online magazine, etc. Then once I have an idea of this brand, I want to go to the validation stage, which is like I will search for social reviews. If people talk about it, if people say it is worthy, if people like it, and I may also go to the live stream to see the brand, how it presents, what is really the color, and etc. I may also look for some discounts. Maybe I wait for the sales event. Maybe I wait for the special launch. Maybe they have some coupons and etc. So for the affordable one, those are the factors that users they may experience during the validation. And if they connect with you, if they really like you, they decide to buy online, like totally online. Through e-commerce platform. It could be your own online store. It could be the marketplace. In China, like Tmall is the biggest one, and everything online. But then, which is very interesting, is even they buy, they may not be so much loyal to one single brand. It's like, okay, they may still buy, we buy it from you, but then we need campaigns to trigger them to get back to you. So that is the affordable luxury side. For the like really high-end luxury, the story is different. They still search you, they still discover you through online, but it has to be online, offline hybrid. So offline means the offline store, offline event, maybe some installation, artistic collaboration with designers. So something that I can experience with you offline. This is discovery stage. Then go to the validation. Still, I search for social reviews. I may also join the live stream, but then I will go to the store to really try it on. I will try with your customer service if you really explain to me why it is so perceived. And I may try to go to your offline event. Maybe you have some art events. I want to see how it will present. And you can see that the decision and the validation stage is much longer because, of course, we are talking about something more expensive, and I want to spend it consciously. But then once they buy and they really connect with your brand value and ideas, they are much more loyal because they have the dedicated perfect sales connected with them, and they check like friends here. So I'm not just selling, but I'm really, I care about maybe your birthday, maybe your next promotion, and etc. So I connect as a sales, I connect with you as a friend. So remember, previously we say they're younger, they want to be catered as a friend. So in that sense, the relationship is built and it's easier to make them repurchase. So they are much more loyal in that sense. So we can see in China, we have different customers' characteristics. We have different profile and how they buy differently. Then, once we can understand our customers, we can try to plan to go to the market. But when we say go to the market, we still have different stages. First one, we can prepare ourselves before we really go to the market. Preparation stage means we have the market research because when we say jewelry, we still have different characteristics or different categories or different materials of the jewelry sector. No? So when we do market research, based on the category, based on, let's say, necklace, earrings, or based on diamonds, jade, gold, how is it performing in China? The sales data, how are they performing in China? Then we have an overview. Then we have the benchmark analysis. Benchmark means maybe we can have 3, 4, 5 competitors, not saying we want to compete with them, but we want to see the best practice, how they are doing in China in the sense of communications, PR, e-commerce, offline stores, do they have distributors, and etc. So that we see how they do, how they work, how much we can learn from them. That is the benchmark analysis. Then we have the brand assessments. Brand assessment means like, okay, I'm a brand right now, but if people talk about me in China, how do they talk about me in China? We can do social listening. We can do the social review. If people want me already, we have a lot of brands that even though they are not in China, but people already want them because people travel around and people already talk about them. It's a good foundation for you because people, they already know you. You just need to enter and you are like already welcomed. Then of course, based on different budget, based on different sales forecasts, then we can plan how much we want to do as the first stage. That's the preparation. Then once we really decide and we have everything prepared, then we really go to the execution stage. When we say executions, we mean we really go deep dive of the target audience, which is the customers, because right now we have 3, but within those 3, we still have to like dissect them. When we say Gen Z, what does Gen Z mean? You want a cool Gen Z, you want a cute Gen Z, you want a friendly Gen Z, you want a rebellion Gen Z. Within that customer category, we still have different subcategories. So we have to be sure that we really connect and understand that TA, that target audience. That is the target audience analysis. Then we have to also study the product strategy because maybe like, let's say I'm an Italian brand. I may have over 1K products. I won't have this 1K, the full collections directly in China since I launched. So I have to select based on the market data, which one sell better, which I want to promote better. I have to select the key hero SKU, the key hero products. Then I decide if I want to go for full launch or I want to have maybe 2 collections first, or maybe I will start with the limited edition so that I already have the huge discussion about it. So this is the product selection strategy stage. Then, of course, based on the target audience, we understand which social media platform works better for them. Let's say Gen Z, of course, that would be Douyin. If it is urban professionals, maybe it could be Red and WeChat. So based on different customers, they have different user preference, then we build the strategy around them to see which channels work better. Then that is the social media. We also have the e-commerce. Do we want to go for social e-commerce, like, for example, TikTok store, Douyin store, or do you want to go to traditional e-commerce, which is like Tmall, which is similar to Amazon? Or do we want to go for offline stores? Or do we want to go to multi-brand distributors? That is the sales channel. So again, based on the target customers, we can understand better which social media, which sales channel, but then we also have to figure out how to lay them out because we do not want to start every single thing in stage 1. Maybe we have to plan for 2 or 3 years. The first year will be 1 social media, 1 sales channel. Year 2, we will expand. And year 3, we will go also offline. So not just the channels, but also the plan of having how many channels for each year. That is the strategy, channel strategy. We also have the marketing strategy, which means like, do we want to go just online? Do we want to go to have live stream? Do we want to sell by influencers? Do we want to have celebrities sittings? Do we want to have magazine mentioning? Do we want to have event sponsorship? Those are the marketing strategy. So after the preparation, we have to plan for the executions. Those are the pillars that we have to think about. And based on our experience, even though we have well-done preparation, we have well-done executions, we still find quite some challenges they are facing by the Italian brands. So what are they? Firstly, we see that we know that there's a firewall between the digital marketing in China. We have totally different set of social media. So this is also a difficulty for the Italian brands to understand, because if we talk about Instagram, like everywhere in the world they use Instagram, it's not so much difference. But then in China, we have WeChat, we have Redbook, we have Douyin. The whole ecosystem is totally different. In order to master that strategy, we have to understand what they are different, how to apply them, how to put the Western ideas onto those different platforms. So this is the big gap between. Also, how to localize, how to maintain my brand essence, but still that fits the Chinese culture. That is also some challenges that facing. Then the marketing mix. We all know that we need influencers, we know that we need advertisement, but honestly, there's not quite clear to the Italian brands that in China markets, how should be the percentage? How should be the influencer doing what in which period of time? Should I already have influencer at the very first beginning? Or should I have the advertisement to boost my brand awareness? Then I have the influencer to amplify it. So this is like also something that could change the whole picture. Or should I have a little bit of influencer and then I have a lot of advertisement to boost it? There's like how can we find the perfect marketing mix is the huge challenge also faced by our clients. Then, of course, the dilemma of the cross-border and the in-border, the domestic, because maybe at the very first beginning, we do not want to go like hugely, totally immersively to China. Maybe we can go for the cross-border. But then cross-border also have its own limitations because the logistic timing, China requires, like Chinese customers, we request 2 days delivery. But then cross-border, we can't. Like cross-border, we save our investment in the sense that we do not have to already have huge amount of stock in those domestic. So different models, they have their pros and cons, but then maybe Italian brands, they cannot really see all the details. That is also our feedback from our clients. Again, like another challenge will be the distributor, because China is a difficult market, and some of our clients, they have problem in entering this market, so they choose to go with distributor. But then, got to be very, very careful, because if we have everything on the distributors, which means that they represent us, but how they represent us is not always totally in control of the brand, because it's a totally different language. If they really talk about our brand essence, if they really present in our way of talking, and most likely we have to be very careful of the account ownership, because a lot of our clients, they do not have the Chinese business license. They cannot really sell directly in China, so they depend on the distributors. But then if the account is owned by the distributors, it's legally them. Like if in the future you split, the account is them, the sales channel is them. What can we do? We have to do the whole set all over again. We lose investment, we lose time, we lose also human power. Then the pacing of the market, because China is super fast, like everything everyone expects right now, instantly. The market changed so fast that maybe even after a month, then every best practice already update. So we cannot be so slow to respond to the market. For example, we have 2 collections. We thought it could work well, but then if the market feedback is in a month, in 2 weeks, that it does not, then we have to already change. So we have to follow the market very instantly to do the upgrade, to do the revision, to do the modification. So the pacing is the key. And also the competition. Of course, like we talk about the opportunity in China is growing. Everyone sees the opportunities. Everyone goes there. How can we compete with all these players? It's also a challenge that we also share by our clients, that they see the competitions, they see the opportunities. How can I balance it? Then, as said, it is like fast pace. So the users, the customers, they also request now. One super standout example is in the e-commerce store. If the customer service, they did not reply in 3 seconds, then the store will be ranked low, like 3 seconds. If we cannot reply, then the store will be ranked lower by the platform. So as you can see, the pacing is the key. How can we still keep the pacing, but the good service and our brand essence is the difficult step faced by a lot of Italian brands. Okay, so what are the solutions? We have a lot of challenges, but we should also have the solutions, no? Okay, so firstly, we talk about the firewall of the social media and the different channels. So when we go to China, we have to first master, not even really like an operator master, but we have to have an idea of each platform. What does WeChat mean? What does Redbook do? What is Douyin different from Instagram? At least as like a brand, we have to understand the difference so that I can make my own decision. I'm not guided just by my distributor or the agency. I can have my own decision. And then we can work together with your partners, or be it distributor, be it agency. You work together end to end. From content production to sales, it is like as a team to work together. And also, of course, we have the update. We will advise to have the monthly or even bi-weekly updates to see how the market is doing so that we can adjust our strategy. Then we are talking about the localization. How can we localize our content or our brand idea? That we have to first, again, really know the target audience. And we should have a team that understands Italian culture and also Chinese culture, so we can brainstorm how to localize it better. And then also not just the content or translation, but the emotional drives of the idea behind. So that is something that is the solution of the localization. And then the marketing mix. So we should base our strategy on data, right? So the data speaks the story. The data shows that which one works and which one don't. So based on that, we can do some tests and optimization, which means that we do not put everything in one shot. We split it out, we test to see which one works, and then we adjust. So what we usually do is we have a roughly plan of the year, but it is still flexible to change every bi-weekly or monthly so that we can really find the good mix. And then the domestic and then the cross-border dilemma will be like, maybe you would like to have one-stop solution logistic company, or you have your one-stop solution partners. They can both take care of cross-border and the domestic business model. So they have the full knowledge to discuss with you. So at this stage, what should I do? I have this and that. Because of this situation, what should I do as the best result? So they can provide you the idea of the logistic warehouse and how much it costs, what documents you need, and etc. They can give you a full picture which models works best for you as you lay out your brand. Then when we talk about the distributor dependency, we are not saying that never work with distributor. We have to. But how we can balance the brand ownership and the distributors, the best practice will be like the account, social media, e-commerce account, offline store owned by you. But then you can also build the matrix with the distributors. We can have the hierarchy of the system that we have the distributor to spread the news, to amplify the influence of our brand account. So for sure, the account has to be under the brand. Then the execution, of course, it will be quite a lot better. You have the local team, you have the real-time data, You have the quick alignment of what's the change, so you can make decision quickly and locally. Locally means you have your local team to support you. And then the optimized investment. Previously, we are talking about great opportunities, but then also great competitions. So how can we balance them? How can we optimize the investment, which is like we focus at the very first stage on 1-2 channels, be it one social media, one sales channel, because we do not have huge amount of energy, huge amount of investment, huge amount of time. We use 2 as the entry point test. If it works, we expand. So we do not have to invest everything in day 1, so that we can still have buffer to test it out. And of course, the impatient clients in China, then really we have to work with the local team of the customer service, because firstly, they have the same time zone, they speak the same language, and they know how to tackle the questions. But then this customer service, we have to train them well with the product knowledge, with the brand heritage, with the brand tone of voice, so that they can deliver this consistent, high-quality experience to the final users. So those are our solutions facing by the because of these challenges. That we have those solutions. Then it is like most likely it could work in that way. Then lastly, okay.
Ok, facciamo un attimo di...
Well, we break because we realize that it is a lot of stuff for all of you. So before getting to talking about case studies, what is the real notion? Well, it's not impossible to go and invest and sell in China, but this has to be done appropriately. You need to have a strategy. You can't just say, okay, I have this collection, it works in the US, I throw it also in China and let's see what happens. No, this is not correct. You have to make the appropriate steps, one after the other. It's not necessary to invest billions. Of course, it's not the right thing to do. You have to make the right steps with heavy feet, as we say. You can go to China, you can sell a lot in China. It's important to understand to whom you want to sell, to whom you want to talk. So this is the gist of our presentation. Okay, we know that China is growing at a different pace as compared to the past, and it has a huge market, above all in this sector. So we're not scared from a certain viewpoint, but we want to grasp the opportunities that this market is offering to us, and we do that thanks to professionals who support us, professionals that can help you and who do not promise billions of dollars immediately, because those professionals have to be abandoned immediately. But the professionals that help you understand what you're doing step after step. And of course, the channels are yours. You are independent, because it can happen that you have a quarrel with the distributor or with the agency which is providing this service, and you can go to another place. So these are the recommendations, the tips that we want to offer to you.
Forever truth, because every brand, they have their own truth. We are just using this case study to do some examples how they are doing on each channels and what we can see if we want to go to China. But that is not the only solution. It is just an example. So Cartier, they have almost everything, no matter it is social media, offline, online, PR, and etc. So we use it as like an example because they have every channels. But again, like you do not have to have everything at the very first stage. It's just an example. So WeChat I'm not going deep dive of WeChat, but WeChat is like everything. Everything means it is editorials, magazine, it's like a website, it's like a payment, it's like a private chat, it's like a mini program, which means we can have apps within apps. So WeChat is everything, the app that you have to have in China. So Cartier, they use WeChat as like an editorial magazine. They have their own business account, and they publish like editorial every single week. And mostly, they use it as a CRM system. What does it mean? They have the mini program, the app within app. The mini program serves as an e-commerce sales point, but also as a CRM, because once you register your account on mini program, I get your data as your name, your mobile, and your address. So once I have this, you already enter my CRM. How you navigate, how you see products, I can already track you. So I know better, oh, maybe you like earrings, maybe you like necklace, maybe you buy a gift for someone. I have your data, and the editorial is just like a hook to drive you to the mini program, to my CRM. Mini program here, they have of course, the homepage, talk about the brand story, the latest collections. Then they have the e-commerce. You can buy directly on the mini program. It's like a sales point. And I also have the offline locator. If I live in Beijing, I want to have a visit to the local store. I know where I go to. And then I also have my personal assistant. So I have the VIP service. And of course, my personal account, which means that how my order is going on, is it delivering, in how many days it will deliver, and etc. In the mini program is customized, which means that you can have whatever functions you want. So Cartier, they have the customization of the ring, so I can put my name on it. I can do it online. So I'm Heidi, I put Heidi, and then when I receive the ring, I already have it crafted on the ring. I can have the AI try on, so I can already see if that color matches my skin color. If the ring, let's say I want rose gold, does it match with my skin color? Then if I have this AI tried on, maybe I can reduce the return rate, because in China maybe we are used to buying several pieces just to try, and I will only keep one. Then I will return the rest out. So if I already have this AI tried on, I may be able to reduce that return rate, because I already know maybe gold color does not suit me. Then I would not buy that color. Then they have a little game, which is like, I don't know what to buy for my boyfriend, so suggest me. So this is the little game. Then I click and play. So it's for an anniversary, like we've been knowing each other for 10 years. So what should I buy for him? So that is like a little bit of gaming. Then that is the customer service upgrade, which means that this is only dedicated to the mini program members. You have to subscribe to this Cartier mini program. Then you have extend customer service, which means that maybe in general, like normal regular customers, they just have 2 years guarantee. If you become this mini program, you have 4 years guarantee. And you have also extra service like door-to-door delivery. You have your order in less than 1 day. So you have extra service to dedicate to these people so that they feel, I have to register, I have to be part of it. Then Weibo. Weibo is totally another strategy than WeChat. We found that not just Cartier, but no matter which sectors, no matter which brands, they need celebrities to be successful on Weibo, because it like just connect with celebrities. The engagement of celebrities is usually 80% of the total engagement. So no matter how much you post about your brand story, people engage with celebrities' content. So as long as you have celebrities event or you have celebrity seedings, those contents work. We found that for Cartier, 80% of the engagement comes from the connections with the celebrities. So if we are talking about influencer, it does not work on Weibo. Influencer work on Redbook. So we have different strategy on different channels. Redbook, it's a very dominant and prominent social media in China, which is not totally Instagram, more than Instagram and Pinterest. It's focused on women about fashion, design, cosmetics, some topics about for women. And then Red users, they are the high purchasing power customers. So what Cartier they do is to have the empowerment to connect with the Chinese users. Remember previously we talked about the she economies, she power, a lot of entrepreneurs in China as women. So they use the empowerment to activate the discussion with the users, and that works greatly. So we see that different content strategy on different channels. Douyin, even though Douyin is not their main targets, because Douyin is like TikTok. We have younger generations, maybe they are not able to spend right now, but Cartier is still there. Why so? Because they are playing a long time game. So they want to occupy everywhere with the eyeballs, and also already plant the seed in the mind of the Gen Z, in the youngsters. So when they grow up, when they have more income, when they have a better job, in 10 years, they always remember you. So Douyin is not for now for Cartier, but still they have a long time claim there to already be in the mind of the Gen Z. PR, the celebrities, the ambassadors, is not just about traffic, because most likely we have the celebrities so we can have instant traffic, no instant discussion. But for Cartier, they choose wisely the ambassador because of the characters of them. We have around 10 they did last year, 2024, that they pick the celebrities that with the good work ethics, because they, Cartier, they focus so much on the craftsmanship. So they also want to match this value, this brand value with the celebrities, that you provide me the idea of work ethics and your resilience. You go through a lot of challenges, but you're still the winner. You're still standing on your own feet and you succeed. So that connects with the brand values. And those are the criteria they choose the ambassadors. They also have local events, but when we say local events, they do a lot of art, a lot of museum, a lot of history, talk about the how it grows, and also work with the local designers. So why private local offline event works? Because it gets people together. Let's just like us right now. It's different from the online webinar. We see each other, we can talk with each other, we can also group, we can chit chat. That build the connections that the super rich they need. And also, it is a gathering among them. It's not just the brand, but users are super rich. They want to come to the events to connect. Remember, jewelry is a currency in business, no? So this is the circle. They want to come to this event as a circle. So they build their networking there. We are just providing the opportunity to promote our brand, also for them to connect with different business owners. So that is a very smart move. Of course, limited edition. Chinese New Year is the key point that we can do. Different design about Chinese culture, Chinese symbol, she power. We talk a lot about she power. Then what they did, or Cartier they did last year, they always have this forum. But they have this forum last year in China to gather all these female successful entrepreneurs to share their business strategy, to share their matrix of win, why make them win, what they do that make them win. They gather all these female entrepreneurs, successful leaders to China to have the, again, networking. So it represents not just brand, not sales, but they want to empower you. They want to make you grow as like a mentor. Also, they talk about their own team. They promote their own female crafts to spread this she power. They have podcasts, talk about the female leaders. They also have their own internal team to present themselves, why I make this, why I have this inspiration. So they also have like all these touch points to get to the users because they know them well. Of course, they have sales, they have online store, they have offline store everywhere. So we can see that we have different channels, but this is just for Cartier. Every single brand, they have their own playbook. We have to have a customized playbook for your own brand because everyone is different. But if we want to go to China, we plan our journey, then we need to design all the paths that we just talked about. Then we can plan the exact winning factors that can help you succeed in China. So that is, everyone is different. So you must have a customized way, mix and match for your own brand.
Ok, siamo andati un po' lunghi. Scusa.
So, thank you. We wanted to finish 15 minutes ago in order to have time for questions. Can we have 5 minutes? Okay, 5 minutes. Do you have questions?
Dovete riprendervi ancora da tutto.
Well, I think you're done. I mean, we gave you a lot of information.
Sorry. Yes, do you have questions?
Please.
Please, questions in the microphone, otherwise we cannot translate. Sorry. No mic, no translation.
Oh, thank you. This is also something that they consider when buying brands. So I was wondering, how does this resonate with European brands going to China and trying to make business in China? How does this resonate with the fact that China heritage is so important?
We have several ways. The first one, some examples, maybe we can work with the local designers to have a special editions or have the installation. We do not have to, may not be possible to produce a specific collection with that designer, but maybe we can have like an offline installation of design, like a background, and then with them, with the influencer, with their influence, with their discussion volume, to introduce this brand and this product, because they are the local Chinese designers. So we can work with them in that way. Or if we are able, we can have the limited edition. For example, when we launch, we also have the plan. If we want to launch during Chinese New Year, if we want to launch during some festivals, so we have a talking point. It does not have to be forever Chinese design. Just we have to have a discussion point for them to connect with us. This discussion point could be local designer, could be the Chinese festival, just to make the user understand we care about them. It's just like a marketing point to connect with them.
Does this also implicate that I have a website and I go to China and I want to sell my products over there, that just simply doesn't work?
A website?
Like if you do e-commerce and you just say, I just go to China with my website and I just go...
You cannot.
You just can't, okay.
You just don't open it from China, your website. If you have it here, it's a .com. So you have the firewall, you have to be hosting this e-com, let's say, over there. But then Chinese people don't buy from the e-com, they buy from marketplaces. There has to be a funnel first. So if they don't know you, there's no point in selling right now because they're not going to look for you. So you will have a huge investment without any sales.
Okay.
That's a very good point because a lot of our clients, they also think about, how about I just translate my current website into Chinese? But honestly, it's about the user journey, because in China, we do not really buy on websites. We buy on either the social media platform or the marketplace. So even though, no, it is true that it cannot open, but even though if it opened, it's not the purchasing journey.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for you to reach them.
I have one last question.
Yes,
sorry.
please.
I was just wondering how are European brands and European heritage, like the old continent, how is it perceived in China?
Okay, so it is also our clients' challenges, because even though it is like highly appreciated in Europe, in China, I don't know you. It is like too far away. I don't understand why I have to choose you. There are so many brands I can choose from, right? So I have to tell a lot of stories based on their values, how we connect. It's not just telling my story. I'm good, I have a good heritage, I have good craftsmanship. Yeah, but every brand talk about that. Why
And
you?
also, for example, I have the made in Italy. Right now, it's not selling anymore. It's not the made in Italy the point.
Because I have many choices. I can have France, I can have USA. As a user in China, I have so many options. But I will choose you if I connect with your values. But your value is not just made in Italy or made in Europe. Your value is how do you see the world? How is your perspective? Why do you create this brand? What do you want this world to go better? Then I connect with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Così sentono anche gli altri, perché altro magari serve per tutti. Ecco, e io non lo uso ovviamente.
Ma il mercato cinese
The Chinese market has no interest in a major luxury brand. Is that what you say? Yes and no. Speaking about the Chinese market is like speaking of the sex of the angels. The market is so wide with so many niches, with many target audiences. So there are major luxury brands having their problems. Some of them, not all of them, they just rested on laurels and their products without innovating them, just increasing the prices or hiding behind a made in Italy, which is no longer a made in Italy. All these things are seen and perceived by the Chinese consumer. So major brands, it's a yes and a no together, where there are some of them who indeed work as they should, but they are not alone. They are not the only one. Customers are interested in real values. I mean, all the things which have been mentioned by our speaker. Okay, thank you very much.